Hi, Lizzie. Nicki Minaj has some new shenanigans. What's up?
So one, let me let everyone know I am not a Barb. I am not a Nicki Minaj fan, so I'm just going to give that disclaimer right now. But the latest controversy with Nicki Minaj started with the Met Gala. Gianni, I think we're going to be just talking about the Met Gala all
I
show,
know.
right? So
Yeah.
Nicki Minaj got into, went viral on, Twitter and social media last week because the day before the Met Gala, people were wondering if she was going to attend. And so she tweeted that she was not going to go because you had to be vaccinated to attend the Met Gala, and she is not yet vaccinated. And she said that she wanted to do some more research on the vaccine before she, went to the Met Gala, which I'm just like, okay, girl, the vaccine came out in January. We are in September. What you been doing since in between that time? But in addition to that, because people were giving her shit about that particular tweet, she started to go a little crazy on Twitter and make some allegations about the vaccine, about why she hasn't been vaccinated. I think the one major one that got her in trouble first was she said
Mhm.
that her cousin, so her family is from Trinidad, right?
Mhm.
So she said her cousin in Trinidad got the vaccine and now his testicles are swollen and he's impotent.
Even
Ballgate.
better,
That's
My
it's
God.
it's her
that's
cousin's it's her cousin's
I'm
friend,
sorry,
Liz, not
her
her
cousin's
cousin.
friend.
So her
My
purple
cousin's
monkey
friend's
dishwasher
cousin's
is
mama. Yes. Yes, you're
exactly.
right, Rob. You're right, Rob. Her cousin's friend. And so that's what set a lot of people off. So my question to the panel, first and foremost, what do you think about the cousin's friend's baby's mama's friend allegedly being impotent with big testicles now, according to Nicki Minaj?
Let's start with Gianni.
Horrible. Okay. So I feel like one the biggest thing I issue the biggest where do you start with this? The one let's start on the testicles. I think that it was debunked first. First it was debunked by health
The
officials.
prime minister came out and was like, nah, girl.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Nah, girl. That did
He said he wasted his time.
the Trini
Yeah, he
accent.
wasted his. But the thing I will say is, when Nikki said I have to do my own research, I looked into it. I'm like, but what does that really mean? Like doing your own research? This is a virus. Like you would have to be an expert, be in that field to actually do research to know what you're talking about and even understand it. So I feel like that part was confusing. But I'm not a barb. But the thing I will say about Nikki that I agree with is you should be able to ask questions about your own body or
Absolutely.
ask
Hmm.
questions or speak out.
Absolutely. Just
Yeah.
don't come with the bullshit as your excuse. Just don't come with the
Yeah.
bullshit as your excuse.
Robbie.
Um, Rob?
Well, I do enjoy that the media has dubbed it Ballgate because I'm sure there's a ball gag here. Um, but further to what Johnny was saying, Nikki has a GED from Fiorella H. LaGuardia High School in Florida. So she does not have the tools necessary to do her own research. And if you're going to look it up on Google or watch some YouTube videos, then you're just a consumer. You're consuming content. You're not doing your own research. So that's just false equivalency. She really can't make it happen. I did do a little bit of research on this story, a little bit of homework, if you will, just to find out if what can make the male testes swell. So either the cousin's friend has cancer of the testicles, epididymitis,
You actually looked that up?
lump, a severe infection, perhaps a cyst, testicular torsion, has received severe trauma or injury, or varicose veins. Not the COVID vaccine. So that's not one of the side effects. And unfortunately, a
Lord.
lot of medical research time was wasted researching this claim so that it could be invalidated. And it was just hilarious for me when I heard the health minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Terence Dayalsing, when he made his statement, you could hear him chortling as he's talking about how ridiculous this is. It's just,
Yeah.
I mean,
it's so
it
unfortunate
came
that
out
she
that
has the ear of so many people.
Go ahead, Lizzie.
that's the thing. That's the thing. Like, no one is saying that, okay, Nikki, we're gonna judge you, we're gonna make you go viral, we're gonna cancel you or whatever because you're choosing not to be vaccinated. That's a completely different conversation. We're talking about you have millions of followers on social media and you're putting out this false communication, this false information about the side effects of getting a vaccine. And as it relates to her cousin, her cousin's friend's baby father, whatever who he is, the prime minister said, or the minister said that there's no reported case of this on the island, which means he hasn't gone to the doctor, which means
Or the
if he
world,
does
Liz.
have,
Or he's ashamed and is hiding from the
but
world.
but if he doesn't go to the doctor, then how do we know, one, that he's impotent, and two, that his balls are big, and three, both of those things are the result of the COVID vaccine? Like, you got to get treated. You got
There
to get
needs
an
to be a proof of
examination.
that.
Mhm.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
And
But
so,
I will say
what
Nikki
do you
never
think, Nia?
stated anything as facts. She
She
never
shouldn't have
stated
stated
anything as
anything,
facts.
though. She shouldn't have stated anything, though.
What do you
Like,
mean
it's
she
very,
didn't state
very
it as
important.
fact? So you're saying she didn't
She did
say
state it as
that
fact.
this is a fact? She, I mean,
My
She didn't
cousin's
say my
friend.
cousin's.
right?
This happened to my
She
cousin's
said this
friend.
is.
Not supposedly.
Yeah,
She said this happened to
She
my
didn't say
cousin's friend, and that's
allegedly.
why
She
I'm not
didn't
getting.
say
She
maybe,
100%.
possibly.
I dreamt
Yeah.
it.
She didn't.
No, I just,
Sorry.
go ahead, Gianni. No,
I
go
was
ahead,
just
Gianni.
gonna say when I say she didn't state anything as a fact, she didn't say that this is what coronavirus does as an effect to people. She stated that as a fact to her cousin's friend, whatever. She stated that as a fact to him. Now that was debunked um, from apparently the prime minister. But I do feel like there is that kind of gray area that what if he just didn't come forward? That's it's Nicki Minaj. Like if he came forward, the world would see that his things are huge because of whatever happened to him.
He said
Even
his
if it
things are
wasn't COVID.
huge. All right. Let me just jump in here. Let me jump in because so I actually was going to go a different route, but since this conversation went here,
Since we talk about balls, this Sunday on the Sabbath, go ahead, Neo.
no. So I will say because I've told I've told you before. I have a family member. I'll just say a family member that has stated that hey, the vaccine can cause all these other things, craziness, and blah 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 blah. And then, of course, you know, the reality of, and I looked it up for myself, and I looked up. I mean, the reality is we don't know because this is a totally new vaccine. Vaccines haven't typically been created in this method that they use to create the COVID vaccine. It's a wholly totally new method of way to create it. So there is reasonably a reasonable expectation, and some people may be concerned about that. Right? There's a reasonable expectation, but when you again compare the risks of COVID to the risks of this brand new vaccine, it's very clear that one is better than the other. When you're just going risks. Now, as far as the balls, the nuts, I mean, come on. If you're gonna make a statement like that, and when you said that what she didn't state as fact. I mean, if you state it at all, you know, especially if you're someone as big as Nicki Minaj, that's a big deal. They're listening to her. Matter of fact, the White House reached out to her. The White House got
Twitter shouldn't have shut her down though. There are
no.
free
Twitter should have
speech
shut her
outlets.
down. Twitter should have shut her
But
down.
that was
Absolutely.
another that was another
They
lie.
didn't shut
She
Trump
said
down.
but that was another lie. Twitter did not. Twitter came out and said
Oh,
we
they
have
did.
done nothing. Yes, Twitter came out and said we have done nothing to her
Oh,
account.
because she's been attacking Twitter like crazy.
Yes, they
Yes,
didn't
and
shut her
Nikki
down,
said
and
that their
She's
Twitter's
off the
lying
rails.
too. Like it's like a battle of whose word because Twitter's saying no, we didn't, and Nikki said yes, you did. Why would I be on Instagram Live instead of Twitter right now? And
And
that's why
the
I'm
White
never
because
House
she
using
has
Twitter
chose to
come
again.
out
be,
and
and
said,
the
we
same
invited
reason
you to
why
have a
she's
phone
lying
call.
about her rapist husband. Like, let's not act like she's not a liar. Let's
And in
not
the
act
same
like she doesn't
instance, she's
Where we get rapist husband? She has a rapist
Okay,
To
husband?
digress.
no, convicted rapist husband. Where have you been, Neo?
Well,
So
I don't even know who her
her
husband
Because
is.
she's
I'm
been
sorry.
lying.
I'm not a. I love Nicki Minaj, but I don't keep up with all that entertainment stuff. But
her
who's her
husband
husband?
isn't her husband isn't famous. He's some guy. I
Oh,
think
that's right. That's right. Yeah, yeah. Mm,
his name is Kenneth Petty. But people are saying the reason why she came out so
that's right.
hard with this is to deflect from the fact that her husband could do up to 10 years in jail because he was convicted of raping his then girlfriend when they were 16, and he didn't register as a sex offender in his
Mm,
current state. They were served with papers last week. In addition to that, they've been accused of intimidating the young lady who said that she was the victim. You can't intimidate witnesses. You can't tamper with witnesses. And so there's a lot of heat going on Nicki and her rapist husband right now. And a lot of people are saying this is the reason why she was going so hard this week to deflect from that situation. Because if you look at a lot of what she was posting,
That's stupid.
the majority of it made no sense at all. No sense at all.
wow.
But
This.
if you know Nikki, you know she talks like that. Like if you've ever like heard her talk on Queen Radio, she's very fluffy and like she's funny. She's a very funny. She's from
but Johnny, I
Queens.
find it
You
Like
funny
gotta
that
she,
talk facts. You gotta talk facts. You gotta talk facts. Especially
because
in a
in
yeah,
this
during a
when
instance,
especially
pandemic.
when you're talking.
Nikki is
Agreed.
lying about what Twitter has taken, the action that Twitter has taken against her, and she's also lying about the White House's messaging to her. She's saying, "Hey, I was invited to the White House. I'm going to wear a little pink suit and legally blonde it." And the White House is like, "Dude, we invited you to have an information session on the phone like we do with everybody else." I'm
So,
Thank
sorry,
you.
she
Preach,
is
so she
Rob.
might just be lying
Preach, Rob.
across the board.
she's
Preach,
not a
Rob.
medical ambassador. So, sorry,
I
she's out
feel
on
like
this.
why would she lie so bad? That's embarrassing. That's too embarrassing
Right?
publicly to lie like that.
All right,
But
let's get to
hey,
this. Let's get to these comments. So, uh, and Jacqueline Robinson is one who pointed out. Do you notice that no one is talking about the fact her rapist husband pled guilty last week for failing to register as a sex offender
Thank
in
you. Thank
California?
wow.
you. He's
Um,
looking at 10 years, y'all. He's looking at 10 years.
these comments are funny. Mike Winter says swollen balls has not been reported as a side effect anywhere in the world. Olivia says, so it was a lie, or did a person really believe it and then she did it? I don't know what that means. Mike Winter says she has to be more responsible than that because she has something like 180 billion social media followers. And I agree with that. She has to be more responsible.
126 million. She has a ton of followers. It's legion. So her message needs
Yeah,
to be
she
more
has a lot.
responsible.
Like, I don't care that she's not vaccinated. I really don't.
Yeah.
I care about her influence and her false information that she's giving to the public. That's what I care about.
All right, last one. This is Mike Wolf. It doesn't matter if the story about her cousin's friend's balls is 100% true. Correlation is not causation. There's no way to know that the vaccine caused his giant testicles.
And let's see. Let's see. Show me the receipt. I want to see a picture or it ain't true.
Lies, shenanigans.
Gross.
All right, guys. So let's call it. Is it truth? Was this lies or was this shenanigans? Lies. I'm going with all
No,
lies.
it's full of
I'm not even
lies.
going with
This girl is a
shenanigans.
liar.
I think she's
I
just
just
straight
feel like
lying.
it's
Straight
I feel like
lies.
she's trolling.
Yeah, I think this is all BS. All BS. You just going with it.